So I've been doing some water experiments. Let me see if I can, let me get it real quick. So I've been doing water experiments. I've been testing them with this meter right here. This is a total dissolved solids meter. Hey boo. You know, I just figured I'd start without you.
I'm listening to How Great Thou Art by Carrie Underwood. It's about to come out and give you some inspiration.
Who?
Carrie Underwood. Te dijo.
Oh my gosh. What is that?
Chai?
No quiero. So what are you doing?
I was gonna come play you Carrie Underwood's How Great Thou Art. It's like, it's about God, not you.
You know, cool, and come play if you want, and then you could come get on camera too.
Not just for the occasion.
Come on. Just dress like me real quick. See how I'm in character?
Okay. My nipples are showing me.
You gonna come? Okay. So anyway, I created a spreadsheet and I was measuring the total dissolved solids of popular brands. How about, take two. Let me break these up into categories. That's gonna be the most interesting thing, I think, about this experiment right here is exposing the impurities of water, aka H2O. Water is H2O. It's not H2O. And it has additional things in it. Can you call it water? That's the question. So, these are, in the back we have what looks to be water from places, waters from across. This should be here. I'll get to this later. There's a story in this one. This might be a little movie, to be honest. Pardon me. Okay, so these ones over here. This is a stupid product. This is just stupid. Freaking stupid. These ones should be over here. That's from a municipal source. Yes, put this here. Sparklets should be over here. Oh shit, this is just old. Okay. Let's see if we could use this a little bit. Be creative a little bit. And just look at this real quick. Source. spring, 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 glacial, spring, spring, says Peruvian Andes Mountains. CO2 added. Maybe we don't test this one, but maybe we do. Put that one in the back. It's in its own category. Pair these up. Icelandic's in some category too. We'll test those like that. So those were the springs. And these are the store-bought, purified, as they say. I certainly wouldn't use purified. Stupid liquid death. Stupid mountain water. That's what they say. And aluminum, stupid. Fit all of them.
You can put me on camera. I'm doing a moisturizing treatment.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, what are you doing? What's your setup?
I
I don't want to go in front of your camera. If I go on this side, is that good?
You're the eye candy, babe.
No,
You are.
I'm not. Look at me. You are the eye candy. This is kind of fun, except for don't you think we should
I don't care
put
about
like a white curtain back there so that we can actually see the water stuff good?
No, we'll just show it right
Like a
here in front of
tablecloth?
us. No. So this is how I have it divvied up. So over here we have, well, minus the distilled water. This is going to be the constant, right? This is not going to show any impurities, or shouldn't. The one thing about, am I in front of the camera right now?
No, now you are.
All right.
But
So
except for all I can see is your chest. I can't see your hands and face.
that's okay. I don't need to be, if I make a cameo with my face, that's fine. It's more about the water.
Okay. So what water is that?
So this is distilled.
From? It doesn't matter. It's
Kroger.
not the, okay, it's not the real
Kroger
stuff
distilled.
from,
I tested it with total dissolved solids with this device right here.
okay.
0. So we know that it's actually distilled. We also tested the pH and the ORP, and really, and I did that with every water you see here, I'm pretty sure. And there's really nothing interesting that stood out. The one thing interesting that stood out from that was Essentia. Out of all the waters that I tested, the one thing that I found interesting was Essentia. they lived up to the 9.5 pH like they said they did. A lot of other ones, the pHs advertised weren't actual. The Essentia, it really was a super high pH, but what was really interesting was the ionized aspect of it. The ionization, let me see, it was the only one with the ORP that had a significantly lower ORP, oxygen reduction potential. All the other ones were pretty much the same. And I tested the waters the next day, and ORPs and pHs change. They're not consistent. An ORP on this water even the next day is not going to be the same. Could that be because of the extra air in the bottle? Perhaps. Could it be the temperature in the room? Perhaps. Don't know why the pHs and the ORPs were inconsistent day to day. If I had to guess, I would say a combination of the two, the temperature plus the what?
I'm moving the camera. I'm learning some lessons the hard way. So may I ask a question about your Essentia?
So this one, the ORP was just, so that's what, none of the other waters were advertised as ionized.
Yes.
This one was advertised as ionized and showed a much lower ORP. Does that make a difference?
So you were saying it was highly basic at 9 point something.
9.5, probably it was a 9.45 or something, but whatever.
And the ORP stands for oxygen reduction potential. It had a low.
Had a much lower than all the other waters. It had 100 point. You know, the other waters average between like a 220 and a 270. Let's just say, right? It would, all the waters would be like that. And then the next day, here's the thing, the next day, when I tested it, the ORP would be like, for that same group, all across the board, it dropped from 220 to 270, and the ORP read the next day like 120 to 170, right? This one though, moved with it, you know what I mean? So where these ones were at 250 average, this one was a 150 average. And we could look at the actual numbers, right? I had the little spreadsheet, but there was nothing really interesting that stood out to me from measuring the pH or the ORP of any of the waters except for this one. That was it, the ionization aspect of it. What that means biochemically, I have no idea.
Well, remember,
honestly,
we
I have
talked
no
about
idea.
how ions can be positive or negative, and when you have the negative ions, that makes it more basic. So that's ionized to make it that 9 point whatever pH. Ionized.
So the ionization, you're saying, also raised the pH a lot.
Yes.
The ionization did that, not necessarily the minerals added, because if you add minerals,
Well, the minerals
that could
can be
also,
what changed the made the chemical reactions happen to create the ions.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well,
When you add minerals, they can either turn it basic, acidic, or create salts, or they dissolve to salts. If they either release, remember the electron exchange? If you have more hydrogens without electrons, those H pluses or protons in your water, you're going to get more acidic. If you have more hydroxide, OH negative, you're going to be more basic. If you throw in chemicals that don't do something to hydrogens, like sodium chloride, those are salts dissolved in your water. So you either have bases, acids, or salts. And they did something to ionize and create bases. And I don't know what they added. What does it say? What's it say on the label? What's in it?
purified water by reverse osmosis, sodium bicarb,
Sodium bicarbonate.
dipotassium phosphate, magnesium sulfate, calcium chloride, electrolytes for taste is what the little asterisk
So
is.
each
But
one of those additions will probably make it more basic.
does that count as ionization? By adding those, that counts as ionization because these other ones also add things, but they don't mark it ionized.
They might not be using the word, but it could potentially also be creating ions.
Well, however, the higher pHs, let's use this one for instance, same 9.5 pH, also probably added the exact same things, potassium carbonate, potassium bicarbonate, magnesium sulfate, so different things, right? High pH, but not a low ORP, like Essentia.
Also, I can't remember, do I want oxygen reduction potential to be high or low? Like, what is it, what's the benefit of the oxygen, what does oxygen reduction potential do?
Look, I don't want to get lost in the weeds with the ORP stuff. I'm thinking the ORP is more relevant when it comes to maintaining pools. That's what I'm suspecting. I don't know if it has anything to do with the health.
Yeah, because what about the free radical thing in ORPs? Any relationship?
Well, how I think about it is like, will it even matter by the time it goes through your gut? By the time the water goes through your stomach, your mouth, and it literally just breaks up or whatever, is it even ORP relevant?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah. Like, do your stomach acids do something to transform the water or the properties that whatever they're selling you is like, it's not, yeah, it doesn't
And just
translate into your actual bloodstream.
And just to be clear, I don't know, I've come across very few videos that talk about the ORP of water. I don't know if it's significant whatsoever based on this is what, 40 different water samples.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all very close to one another. And like you said, it's all relative. The ORP scale, it's a relative scale. So a negative in a negative environment, how much more negative is it going to be? A negative in a positive environment might create a big, what would you call that? A big reaction maybe, because it's such a big difference if you're putting a negative into a positive at a wide distance. They come together and who knows, create a reaction. Maybe you fart more. I don't know.
I'm reading about it now.
But ORP, I say all this because I'm saying ORP, unless shown or explained to me otherwise, I think it's insignificant. Same thing.
This is why you're saying it's relative. Because the redox potential, or the ORP, is a measure of a tendency to acquire or lose electrons. Like you said, it depends on what it's in the solution with, whether or not it's going to reduce or whatever the other word is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Okay, go ahead.
And I'm gonna be honest, insignificant. I think, honestly, I think ORP, insignificant. Unless a water were to show that it was, look, here's the thing. Even with Essentia, just to be clear, even with Essentia, it was still in the positive. They all measured in the positive. I've seen people on TikTok measure the ORPs and they were like, it's in the negatives. I'm like, what kind of water are you, like, how'd you get it negative? Because I tested all of these and none of them even came close to negative. So I'm thinking it could have, I bet you, heat is an aspect. If I were to measure the ORP and this water is either really cold or really hot, that would make a big difference in the ORP. And so if that's the case, then you can't trust those TikToks because they could just have a hot water over here and a cold water over here, and it could just look like, oh, this one is super healthy for you. And it's like, no, you just heated that one up. They're the same waters. One's just hot, one's just cold. We could do that experiment right now. We could microwave some water.
Yeah.
and we could see what the difference is. The same source of water, and just test the temperatures. But what I'm saying is, I don't think it's important.
Well, hello!
Unless temperature is important. If temperature is important for digestion and stuff like that, then that's all you need to know. Like, oh, well, this proves it. Like, if ORP is important and temperature lowers it into the negatives, right? And it's proven that those negative ORPs are positive for your body somehow.
Yeah.
Well, then all that means is drink your water hot. No one wants to do that, right? No one wants to do that.
That's tea, why not?
But that's tea. Maybe
That's coffee.
maybe that healthy aspect of tea, we're giving too much credit to the tea, and maybe it's just the fact that it's
The
hot
warm
water.
water.
You know what I mean? Like, many more experiments to come. Many more. This, though, the point of today's presentation is not about the ORP. We got lost in the weeds. It's not about the ORP. It's not about the pH. It's not about the total dissolved solids. It kind of is, but it's not. It's about seeing with your own eyes what is in the water. That's what it's about. It's about, because these numbers don't mean anything. Let's just see, let's bring to the surface what these waters have in it. That's what this is for.
Yeah. And what is that thing going to tell us? What is it different? We have the colors that come up that'll tell us if it has different elements in it, right?
Yes, there is a chart that says blue means bacteria, viruses, yellow means minerals, red means arsenic, mercury, lead, brown means this, black means that, right? But the first thing I want to do, so this is distilled, and we could show the camera.
Yeah.
We could show the
Because this
camera
is
right
already
now.
getting more interesting.
So this had, I can't remember what kind of water. You know what? I'm just going to use a fresh cut. These were, one of these was the sink, one of these was the fridge. So I was going to test those, but I can't remember which one was which. So we'll just do that later. But to start, brand new cup. Distilled water. You say, oh, it's open, we can't trust you. Well,
I was going to say that. You're
well,
trustworthy. You're a scientist. You want the truth.
a lot of these are open. It's because I was measuring things. I was measuring the pHs, ORPs, total dissolved solids, and nothing really stood out. Something I know as a pool guy that other people might find interesting is that pHs naturally over
Hey,
days.
this is a really good shot right here.
Oh yeah? pHs left alone over time will raise.
To become more basic.
So what I realized, I wrote it down. I wrote down the numbers. Measured pH of same water on second day, and pH raised in Icelandic about 0.2, Fiji raised from 7.1 to 7.35, Evian also raised about 0.2 to 0.25 in that range. So across the board, and this is true in pools, pH is naturally raised over time. Why is that? It's probably because of this, the top surface of the water and the atmospheric CO2 maybe, and
All the
tiny
elements
little
that get blown
things,
into the pool.
tiny little things that get into the pool exactly that
Make it more
measure it,
basic.
that make it more basic. So interesting, maybe. Not really interesting to me.
Except for, where does cancers grow? In an acidic environment or in a basic environment? Does it matter?
Look, I think there's truth to that. However, you're not gonna, I just don't understand how a water could create any kind of difference in your body's natural regulatory system of pHs. Your muscles have
I entirely agree.
you know what I mean? Your muscles have a
Our
regulated
systems.
pH of what,
Mhm.
like 5. Your stomach is like a 3.
Mhm.
You know, it's all over the place. You have different, and so it's up to the body. And a water is not gonna change that. If you swallow bleach, that might do something. But water, who is pretty much neutral at 7, and it's not gonna do it. If you drink the 9.5 stuff, you're still putting it into an acidic stomach, an acidic mouth, acid. So if anything, you're gonna dilute, this is my theory, the acidic environments, which might it takes a little bit of time to buffer, you know, however the body buffers that to bring it back to the pH that it wants your stomach at. But it's not gonna change, you know, your alkalinity of your liver, you know what I mean? Like, this doesn't seem rational to me.
But what may are
But if you
the
eat a
other
lot of
vitamins that
sugar,
you should be
so this
eating.
is what I'm saying. So if you eat a lot of sugar, now sugar goes into the bloodstream, and sugar is acidic, right? You eat sugar and you have an acidic, stinky breath, right? The acid eats away the enamel, right? So sugar could, right, by being in the bloodstream and flowing and creating a more acidic environment. And we know that cancer loves sugar, so that makes sense to me. But water, no, I don't think that's going to change anything about the alkalinity, or what would you say, basedity, baseness, the baseness of
or acidity.
your body. Okay, so to prove that this is distilled,
If you're
0.
dehydrated, though,
Can you
that's-
see?
No.
Can you see from there? It says 0. We could zoom it in if you would like, but you want to zoom?
It's more like the. Oh wait, maybe I can't see it. It's difficult to see because of the lighting more than anything. Okay.
0. Now, do you need more proof? It's distilled. Here's what I did with this distilled though. This is going to be very interesting for me, okay? For me. Because I left this, so even though it says there's no total dissolved solids in there, I left this jug, this gallon of plastic in my Jeep for about 2 weeks in record Arizona heat. In record Arizona heat. And it shows that none of that, well, the question is BPA in this water? They say that, right? They say that when plastic gets hot, it leaches BPA. You know, they've traced it to cancers. That's what they say, at least. That's what they all tell us. BPA, breast cancer linked to plastic bottles. Think like Shania Twain or something is a case of that. That's what I heard. That's what I heard. Fact check me. But it doesn't show total dissolved solid. So if there's BPA in there, the chemical is not registering as a dissolved solid, but the chemical could still be in the water. Does that make sense? If what they claim is true, that plastic, if left in heat with the water, gets into the water. And it seems like you could even taste it, right? Like when you drink out of like a hot bottle of water, there's a smell, right? There's a taste in the water. At least I think so. I mean, you couldn't pay me to drink out of a hot plastic bottle of water. You know what I mean? You couldn't pay me. I wouldn't drink it. Unless I was like literally in the desert, you know? Like. So, first test will be if this.
Is it hot?
No, it electrocuted me.
It did?
So if this will expose BPA,
Okay.
if BPA will show, who knows?
You cleaned that really good.
This brand new.
Oh.
I couldn't clean the other one. I don't think it's gonna show. So that's what's,
Disconcerting.
it is disconcerting.
Well, then we have to go
Because-
to the chemist to say what other tests do you do to detect BPA.
Ooh. Can you see if there's BPA in this water? Yeah. I don't know how long to leave it here.
Well, we know from other experiments it only took a matter of minutes or even seconds in some cases to see the mineral react, or the mineral sedimentation. You should do it next to the faucet water, so like 2 at a time, so you can see the distinct difference.
We definitely will do that. We definitely will, but I think it's good to just isolate this for now and just see if there's any. I left it intentionally in the Jeep for so long, just to test this out and see if there would be any signs whatsoever, physical signs, total dissolved solids, chemical reaction. I mean, I don't see anything.
Mm-mm.
Nothing. Maybe if we left it there for a day, who knows? It might be a little trace of something, a blue hint or something. But expediently, nothing. Zilch. But now we know. Now we know. But you still can't trust the plastics. You still can't trust it. I'm not trusting it. I'm still not drinking out of this. I'm still not gonna drink out of this. Are you like looking it up right now?
I'm still reading about oxygen reduction potential and water quality.
All right, now for contrast.
Ooh, this is interesting. Can I tell you one thing?
Yeah.
So when you're discussing water quality, it says, listen to the first sentence and I'll give you an example. The oxido reduction potential, or ORP, can be used for the system's monitoring water quality with the advantage of a single value measure for the disinfection potential, showing the effective activity of the disinfectant rather than the applied dose. Okay, that was all very confusing for me. But what it says is, for example, E. coli, Salmonella, Listeria, and other pathogens have survival times of less than 30 seconds when the ORP is above 665 millivolts, compared to more than 300 seconds when the ORP is below 485 millivolts. Again, so if your oxygen reduction potential of a solution or of water, whatever it is above 665 millivolts, according to this article, then certain pathogens such as E. coli, Salmonella, Listeria have survival times of less than 30 seconds, which is a positive, which is a good thing.
Okay, it's good to know, but that affects nothing. These waters don't fall into either of the, well, all the waters fall below that, all of them across the board. So, and plus those are bacterias, you know, so what's the effect on a human? Don't know.
Well, I was thinking about your pool, but
Yeah. And that'll be interesting because pools have a lot of,
bacteria.
well, a lot of bacterias, yes, but also a lot of chemical input, and that could maybe raise the ORP significantly. But I haven't done those tests yet. So this one is drinking water, Kroger, from a municipal source.
Oh, let's see, I can't read you.
So, and it says carbon filtered and ozonated for purity. So carbon filtered and ozonated for purity. Carbon filter. I think this is gonna be gross. I think so. carbon filter. I hope they're changing those carbon filters. I did my research on some of those carbon filters, and it seems like they are bacteria breeding cesspools. Let's find out. But the ozone might have killed that bacteria. So it depends the order, right? All right, it is on a Donkey Kong. There's fizzing going on in the municipal one, bubbles forming. But I'm surprised it's not as nasty just from the jump. It's turning a little yellow, but yellow is not that scary to me. But it kind of does look like pee. It's kind of starting to look like pee. Well, it's not chunky like the tap. That's good.
Yeah, what does yellow indicate?
I think it means like minerals. Honestly, I think it means like minerals and stuff like that. The question is it even a significant amount of minerals, and can your body digest the inorganic minerals that these could be? Yeah, just very yellow. This one's just very yellow. But not chunky. Certainly not chunky. We should do a time limit. That has to be the constant.
Okay.
This has probably been about what, a minute, you think?
No, maybe. I have been looking at all of these health things now.
All right, well, the municipal source looks like piss. Looks like piss. Now, do we have a little timer? Like a little...
We have my phone.
One of those.
Oh. Maybe we have that one. But have it. Let me go see if we have it upstairs.
Alright, so we'll put this one in front of the drinking water from a municipal source. This next one Harding Springs. This one's from Harding Springs, between Sedona and Flagstaff. One of our...
All this talk is making me thirsty.
I'm doing the Harding Spring one right now.
Oh, wait. Okay, here's your timer. Turn on, and then... Oh, these are minutes.
You have
Never mind.
1 minute on there?
No, I lied.
Well, we'll just do about a minute. It's not going to be a perfect experiment, sorry.
I have, on my phone.
A minute is
I have a timer.
enough, to be honest.
Okay, let me see.
So, this drinking water from a municipal source looks like piss.
I'll start it whenever you tell me. But it doesn't, but you said, as you said, like, what is yellow doesn't necessarily mean bad.
It doesn't necessarily mean bad.
What does it mean again? What is it?
Well, according to that chart, it means like salt or something, like magnesium.
Okay.
It means, I think, we'll have to check the
Which
chart.
is good for us. Ready?
Are you going to drink that, though? I'm not drinking that still.
I'll drink it.
You'll drink it?
Yeah,
On camera?
sure.
Babe, I don't want you to drink that. I'm nervous for you.
Do
But
you think I'll get sick if you just ionized it?
wait.
What did you do?
Did I ionize it? Does it taste like water?
You're gonna say, "Ooh, it tastes like metal." It tastes like magnesium.
Really?
It smells rusty. Why would you let me drink this?
Oh, babe, you took one for humanity. You are a team player. You took one for the team.
Do you have any fresh water in there?
That is gross. Babe, I have the good stuff right
Do you have
here.
a lemon? I need a lemon.
I have a lemon over here.
Is it real? Is it fresh?
It's just old, kind of.
I just need to squish something in my mouth. Hurry.
Oh, there's
So I don't die.
there's tangerines inside. Mandarins, I mean. All right, I'm gonna take one for the team too. I gotta know what she's talking about. I mean, this is what you're drinking, right? So water's a soluble. That means it dissolves things, right? And it separates it from one another. And essentially the electrolysis catalyzes reactions with the chemicals that have been dissolved in the water to bring them out, if you will. Expose them and
I'm eating the. Did you try it? I told you here to eat this to hopefully it'll absorb any of the toxins.
I heard try it because you try it. Where you going?
I was gonna go get the dog. I was gonna get Snoopy to come sit with us.
No.
She really wants
I don't want
to
them in the yard. It's the Newman.
But I was gonna let the baby come in here if we close the garage.
Yeah, she's gonna go wander.
If we close the garage, lock her in the garage with us, she'll be so happy. She'll sniff everything.
Hey, all right. This one's pretty active so far. It's fizzing like crazy. Fizzing like crazy.
What is this one?
I can't quite tell. This is Harding Spring. It's fizzing like crazy. Yellow. Again, it's yellow.
Oh, I did put the timer. Okay, here. I'm starting the timer now. We're so scientific.
Hmm.
What if it creates a heart attack?
What do you mean?
Like, remember if you eat that plant? Like the guy in No Time to Die said if you eat that plant, it can stop your heart.
Did you
43
did you stay up or did you fall asleep?
I stayed up a little bit. You were just sawing logs. You were out.
Has it been a minute?
Yeah.
All right, there is a little bit of, it looks like there's some floaties on the top. It looks like there are some floaties on the top for sure.
Oh, family
wanna
arrived
look?
today. Ooh, that looks. I'm not drinking that. I'm just telling you now.
That's Harding Spring.
Okay.
That's our spring
I
water.
will drink it as before you zap it.
You'll do it before, not after?
Yeah, after is disturbing because I think you separate particles that are meant to be dissolved and carried in the water into my bloodstream, but not dissolved like that. Not.
All right, this is wet beaver. I'm expecting it to have a similar.
As Harding Springs.
Yeah,
This is so good.
that's what I'm expecting.
We're going to Wet Beaver in like 2 weeks, baby.
Oh, it's
I gotta start.
it's reacting.
I gotta start. Clock. Start.
It's kind of reacting the same as the other, huh? Maybe a little bit more. A little bit more it's reacting actually. be honest with you, this one looks cleaner than Harding Springs so far.
But I want to just say this. We don't know, just by this test, there could be a deadly bacteria in there that we're not even aware of. We're
Well,
looking at
so
some
far,
things,
so
but
good.
not all, right? Like
Timer?
55. Do you know what I'm saying?
I'll tell you what, red means danger. I know
What
that.
does red detect?
Arsenic and lead, I think. So look at the difference. Wet Beaver, that river, that stream we were swimming in,
Yeah.
less yellow and chunky than Harding Springs.
Keep in mind, Harding Springs had to be piped in, so what is in that pipe?
Well, piped in like with through PVC, but really it's like I think it's just PVC. It's really just, before then, it's just going through rocks.
Hmm.
It just percolated through all the sediment. All right.
Yeah, there.
Is that good?
Yep. No. Yep.
Further back or?
Perfect.
All right. Let's keep this train moving. All right. I will say this water over here still looks like nothing.
Even though it's in a plastic cup.
All right. This is from Flower Child. Look, can we do away with the distilled? We could go twice as fast if we.
Go lower, yeah. Wait, no, why are you dumping it?
Oh, okay.
Oh, because you want to do two kinds. I got you.
Just, expedite it.
Got it.
So we'll do
Expedite. Or expedite.
Expedia.com.
Flower Child water.
This was the Flower Child water, and we're going to compare it next to McDonald's.
And they're food snobs over there, which is lovely. So let's see if they're water snobs too.
I hope so.
They could just be tapping us.
Could just be tap. McDonald's, watch McDonald's.
McDonald's and Flower Child.
The face off.
Do it.
Flower Child right here.
Oh Lord. Come on, McGiddies. Come on, boy.
You rooting for Mickey D's?
Well.
So am I. More people will eat there, therefore I hope they have the good stuff. Look at the reaction on this one so far. I should probably rinse it a little bit. Or just a tad. So yeah, now both sides should start to be.
Did you get electrocuted?
I did earlier. Is the framing square?
No.
Could you be a good director, baby?
Terrible. Terrible.
Oh wow, I'll tell you what, so far Flower Child is reacting like crazy, but McDonald's is looking green. Oh no, this is not good. Oh no. Babe, did you start the timer?
Yeah.
This is not good. This is disgusting.
We're only at 20 seconds.
Oh shit. Oh, and well, I'll tell you what, it looks like they're both bad.
They're both probably the same source. They
They're
look the
both
same.
disgusting.
They're both just city water.
That's just tap. They're just using tap water.
Unless, of course, those minerals mean potassium and.
They brown and blue means bacteria and viruses, and there's blue in there. Oh, did it get dirty? Oh man.
You see the blue layer, especially on the Flower Child towards the bottom?
Has it been a minute?
Stop.
Oh man. Let's get a close up. Let's get a close up.
Move the machine.
I see blue. I see green. I see brown. I see yellow. Oh, man. Look at all that crud. Look at all that crud. That's a lot of crud and just a little bit of water. Oh, I'm gonna have to sell Flower Child a unit. That's what I'm gonna have to do. That's embarrassing. Oof. All right.
You can see the color way better from here than over there. Like when you
Really?
when you pull. Oh, also, come here. Look at how the sediment, how it's separated out. That's actually fascinating. So when it was being charged, like look at how it's separated out. So it has that film layer on the top, blue in the middle, gold at the bottom. That depends on the weight of the what it is.
Those molecules. Interesting. Move the distill out of the picture. All right, next we have EOS water. So this is from the EOS water fountains that have the bottle
the
dispenser.
thickness.
You know where it says like,
Yeah,
oh,
they'll
we
bottle
just
you.
saved another bottle of water or whatever. It's from one of those. And this is Zach's tap water. And so he has a water softener and I don't even know what this symbol means, but, or what I wrote, but it was plus that conditioner. That's what it's a C, water conditioner.
Okay.
So Zach's tap water, and again, that's with the water softener, and that's the first process. Second process is that water conditioning system. Oh, it's gonna get interesting over here. This is the Circle K water. I don't trust it. I don't trust it.
Think it's mixed with all the sodas?
No, it was from a Circle K water filter machine, like that you put quarters into. Yeah, but it just, I'm telling you, it was a crusty kind of machine.
Look at the difference. This is a cool little display here we got. People can't see. Can you by the way for a second? So that they can see how the water is lined up here.
I think this EOS is gonna look just like those.
Trombone, I'm so proud of you. When you pour these waters, you do it so delicately. You don't spill a drop.
Well, you know.
And this doesn't happen in the house.
Right. Rinse these off a little bit. Remind me to do this every single go. Give them a little rinse.
Starting now?
Starting now.
Okay.
Oh, we gotta.
It's on fire. When it starts to go so bubbly so fast, I wonder what that's doing. I wonder why.
Well, this
It's
is
reacting with
electrocution,
minerals.
right? So it's something about electrocution creates, you know, if you electrocute something.
It's doing something with the electrons,
Yeah.
the protons and the electrons.
So yeah, that's disgusting. Hey Zach, your water is also disgusting, dude. That's a water softener and a conditioner.
You might say it's healthy minerals in there.
That's not healthy minerals.
It could be.
Look, come on. That's not healthy minerals.
Well,
We'll put some healthy minerals in. We'll put
Yeah,
a
yeah.
squeeze of lemon.
Exactly.
We'll put some salt. We know
That-
what happens
yeah.
with salt. Salt turns black.
Yes.
It doesn't clump up and.
But so salt on the left could be on the left. Let's see. The right clearly has blue. The right is definitely got that beautiful blue color to it.
That beautiful bacteria blue.
Yeah.
And
the left does
that
look like
COVID
it has some-
virus blue over there.
The left looks like it has blue as well, but it's definitely not.
Timer?
It has more yellow. 124. Oops. I got excited.
Well, it's a little, but you know what? Well, the results, that's it. It's pretty gross. This is kind of amazing, huh? How the municipal drinking water over here, like this, it's municipal. So these ones are also municipal, right? EOS water, that's municipal.
No, you don't know
This,
like if they did something with a big filter on that system.
I'm glad they did. They did a good job too. Still
Isn't
looks
that
like pee.
amazing? Look at how Harding Springs, Wet Beaver, Municipal all just have the yellow tinge only. And then as you move over to the left, you have all these with bacteria in them.
Look, and there's red and orange in this one.
But
McDonald's.
so is on the right.
So is that one. Red and orange.
Red though.
These look at these. Oof. All right, now, so this is essentially, I figured this section is like tap water for the most part. I'm assuming our home is gonna look
Disgusting.
the same, right?
Worse.
Well, I don't know. We could test it against Zach's tap.
Yes.
You wanna?
Yes.
Let's do that.
You want to go ahead and get some?
Look at that red.
Rinse that. Do you want to go get some?
Yes, please. I'll use this to clean the prongs. Called, I think they're called anodes and cathodes. One's iron, one's aluminum. And somehow, by sending a current from one to the other, it's electrolysis. Time out, pause. Be right back.
This is important.
Okay, you put them in these cups, right?
Well, this is important. So this one is from the tap. Okay. Now look.
This one's from the tap?
This one is from our refrigerator, which is filtered
First
and
things first,
has
tap.
the thing. Then this one is the water and ice water that I boiled when I was gonna make some tea. So what's interesting about this one, it reminded me when I was in Turkmenistan, the Peace Corps medical officer said we had to boil our water before we would drink it, right? So I'm curious if just the act of boiling this,
Would change.
it from just what was in the bottle, so.
That's a good little, I like that. So you wanna do those two first?
This one and that one, because that's the, what you just poured was from our sink. Now that one is from the fridge, and then we'll save this bottled water, this one from the water and ice, the boiled water and ice one, and we'll compare it against itself unboiled. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Now I noticed that these waters are noticeably colder.
That one is because it was from the
somehow.
fridge.
So,
The one on the right was just the tap.
but they're
The
both.
one on the left
Tell you what, they're both.
is from the fridge. Well, they haven't been
wait.
sitting out here like
This
the
one,
rest of your
this
waters.
one's way colder.
Yeah, because it's from the fridge.
Yeah. I don't think that's going to make a difference with electrolysis.
But boiling should.
We'll see. We'll see. Like the boiling of it, right? So tap over here,
Yes.
fridge over here.
Yeah, and the fridge went through a filter system that we're hoping makes it healthier for us to drink.
Well, it certainly had an effect. There is some blue in there.
What is it from the diodes that you just put in?
No, gave those a rinse. And it's obviously reacting. Big difference.
It's stressing me out.
Look at this big difference between the tap and the fridge.
So kudos to the filter system we have.
Yeah. Oof.
Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop.
Wow. So our filter system is better than Zach's water softening and conditioning system.
Maybe he just needs to clean it.
So tap. Put the tap over here. Fridge.
Yeah, those are our home ones in the front.
And then so
Do you have
Wait,
a
pause.
sample?
the other one that you have,
Yeah,
is it tap water that you boiled or fridge water that you boiled?
it's from water and ice, the one on the kitchen counter.
Mm.
I boiled that. So do you have one
Where
of
is
those
that?
examples? Do you have
I have water and ice.
pour
Water
water
and
and
ice is
ice
right
now.
here.
So pour water and ice, and we'll do standard water and ice against boiled water and ice.
Okay, I believe these two should be pretty clean.
Comparable.
Yeah.
Ew, you're gonna get electrocuted.
Alright.
Nope, we can't see it. Put it down in front of you. Like, yeah.
Alright.
Water and ice. And here's boiled with water and ice. That one. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see.
Start.
Hmm. This is boiled water and ice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's yellower somehow. I don't know why. Is it from this same water and ice? Is it from the water and ice across the street?
Sweetie, it's from the what jar you have on the kitchen counter, whatever you put in it.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, the same one. but they weren't sourced on the same day. That could also be a factor here.
Stop.
But yeah, this one was sourced a couple weeks ago. This one was sourced more recently. That was a minute though.
Mhm.
All right. Well, it looks like it's as good as that municipal water over there. At least this one is. A little bit better, I'd say.
And it could be that my water, my boiling pot had some minerals in it. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe that too. All right. Now, do you think
Look at how clean that water and ice water is.
Yeah, for the most
Again,
part.
it doesn't have anything in it, and we might decide we need salts in our water.
You know what it has in it? You know what all those filters can't remove, babe? You know the answers to this.
H2O?
Memory.
Ah,
Water memory.
I can't do that.
You can't do that. It just pushes that same water. So that water still has all that memory in it. Yes, it
That's so
took out a
interesting.
lot of stuff, but that electromagnetic resonance that made the guinea heart react. Remember that? Oh, you know what's interesting? There's some kind of twisty thing over here.
For hiring the voltage or lowering
Maybe,
it?
yeah. I tried to put it back where it was, so there's no effect. I felt it a little bit right there. All right, so water and ice, booyakasha, and boiled water and ice. Interesting stuff. All right, so 2 different windmill expresses. That'll be next. The windmill expresses are those water stations that you see in parking lots.
I had no idea you existed. Grandma
People,
called, her message, she's doing good
that's good.
on her way home.
That's good. What did the doctor say? Did she say?
She said test clear. She just said waiting on paperwork but good to go. So she didn't tell me. She got into, they made her do an MRI. No, a CAT scan, I mean. I told her now I'm gonna have to hike with her every time. She just did a heart. My phone is nearby.
Mine or yours?
Mine.
I think this is still charging. Oh no, it looks like the battery on this one died. This might cut out at any moment. Alright, so 2 different windmill expresses.
Start.
Hey, I mean, not too shabby so far. That makes me happy. It'd be really devastating if it was like this, right?
Yeah.
If they were just like, if it was like false, right? Like
Yeah.
no maintenance or anything. It looks like they do maintenance on it. Change the filters out however they do it.
Wouldn't it be cool to take one down to Mexico? Where they're like, don't drink the water.
Oh, this little thing?
Yeah.
What if it looks like this over here, like way better?
You won't.
What if?
That would be great. Oh, stop.
Hey, this one performed very well, both of them.
Yeah.
Wow. One's a little better than the other, but just slightly. Alright, sweet.
I can't me to do the ones that have, like, that are fortified with magnesium sulfate and the this, city, that.
The purchase ones
Yeah.
in the back.
Because now, like, do you trust them? I do. So then, what do they look like under this thing? Are we gonna see any blue bacterial?
Alright, this is Circle K now. And Fiesta. So these next three, I thought there was another one. These next three come from those self-fill water machines that you see outside of Circle K's and grocery stores. So this one's Fiesta, is the name of one company. Circle K, they had their own filter thing going on over there. Just give this a little rinse, even though the last one performed so well. Okay, ready, set, go. I knew it. Look at that dirty Circle K. Look at that dirty Circle K over there. Reacting like crazy. How's it framed? So you can't trust all these guys. Oh, but the pH was good. No. This isn't good. It doesn't matter what pH it is. That's not good. I bet you if we were to test the pH on this, it would read a good 8.0. Go to the spreadsheet for that. Did you drink this?
No, I'm not drinking that.
Look at that.
I probably would have drank it before you did that.
I'm gonna sue Circle K. Look at this.
Oh my
They're killing
gosh.
people.
Stop.
Come on, Circle K. That's terrible. So Fiesta, way better company. Look at that. That's pretty much the water and ice. That's pretty much the Windmill Express. These two machines look like the same machines pretty much from the outside. It's what's on the inside. It's whether they maintain them. You know, so this looks like, you know, they do a decent job. It's a little yellow, but so too are those ones, a little yellow. Primo is another one just like these two.
Hey, Zach's looks like it has a lot of bacteria in it.
It looks pretty blue and it looks pretty brown. Yeah. It looks pretty much just
How's
like...
our tap? Let's see our tap.
That's over here.
Is our tap the worst?
That's our tap. Chunky. It has chunks of grossness in it. Black and brown. It looks like poo-poo water on the top. But the filter did something. That's why I use it for ice cubes alone. That fridge stuff. But think about this, day after day in summertime, right? Day after day, we live in Arizona. We drink tons of water, or at least we should. And so, what is this? Maybe 8 ounces? Like 8 ounces about, right? We're supposed to drink at least 8 of those a day. Day after day after day. I don't know what that stuff is, but I know it's not good. And is it even showing us everything? Is it even showing us everything? Like the chemicals, small trace chemicals of BPA, for instance, that don't show up. Still could be in there. So if it's an accumulation effect, right? I don't want to be drinking that. No. Honestly, that's why I think there's transgenders. I think it's all the water. You know, you go to McDonald's, you order yourself a drink, it's the tap water, and mix that syrup with the tap water. And so people drink that stuff all the time, right? And look at what it looks like actually. This is McDonald's, you know? Look at that. Lead and I'm sure all sorts of endocrine disrupting things, and we should look at this under a microscope.
Yeah, we can. We have a microscope in the house.
What's that look like under a microscope?
We have other things to look at.
All right, Primo. Now the Primo machines look nice, but looks can be deceiving. Let's see. It looked like a nice quality water filter machine outside of, this came from the Fry's on, what is that? Like McClintock and, no, not McClintock. I don't know. Who knows? Came from somewhere. Primo. Not too shabby. It is reacting though. Can you see it through here? Through the camera?
I started the
Can you see the fizz?
Yeah.
Look, it looks pretty decent, not too bad to be honest. Primo, Fiesta.
Babe, it's only been, you can't say that on Primo yet. We have to see how it pans out.
Based on how it's going so far, it's gonna look like probably the Watermill Express.
Okay.
You could, from where I'm sitting, I could almost tell immediately. Man, oh man.
What happens if we put dissolve a vitamin in there? Let's go get one of our, I want to take one of your vitamins.
But the question is, how much of the vitamin? You know, like, I want to put a drop of chlorine,
Stop.
both granular and chemical, into
Mm.
each. Just a drop to see what a drop looks
Okay,
like.
let's do it. That looks really good.
Primo.
That's weird.
Primo did good.
Primo's Primo. Okay, can we do 2 bottled waters
Yes.
that talk about, like, they have added Primo? Wow.
Primo,
Where'd you get Primo?
Primo in the water and ice, the not boiled kind, are very, very faintly yellow. So that Primo came from Fry's over there across the street from Trader Joe's. What is that, McClintock and Guadalupe?
Yeah. I never go to that store. Oh, that store is miserable.
That Fry's?
Yeah.
All right, babe, which one do you want to try?
I want to see the Essentia and I want to try Penta.
All right, so 2 pretty niche water brands. Probably call them artisan. Let's see about that. Let's see. Look at the differences of these waters.
Oh, low battery, 20% battery.
Oh, 20? All right.
Close.
That's plenty.
Keep going.
That's plenty.
Okay, this is on your
Hey,
right.
you know what I'm going to do something real quick.
Penta water. And read to me the Penta bottle.
It says
Below.
Purity Perfected, Penta, Purity Perfected, PPP. Let's see here. Ultra purified by Penta patented process. Reverse osmosis, deionization, UV light disinfection, and oxygenation. That's what it says. And then it sounds to me like they did not add any minerals to it, because they're advertising a very low total dissolved solid, which makes me believe that it went through rigorous filtration processes. Or just filters, right? Just filters.
And what does this one say?
This one, I think they added to it. I think This one, reverse osmosis, sodium bicarb, dipotassium phosphate, magnesium sulfate, calcium chloride. So they added a lot to
And they
this
call
one.
that one ionized, and Penta calls themselves deionized.
Yeah, interesting, huh? One is like, we deionize. The other's like, no, we ionize. Alright. I don't remember if I gave these a rinse, but I'll give them a rinse.
Now, my inclination would be, if I had to pick right now which one to drink, I would want the Essentia. I want the stuff with all the minerals in it that's good for my body, the building blocks of proteins and the building blocks for enzymes, right? Like the Penta water is good for water, but if you're looking for something that's going to add value beyond the water, then the Essentia would be my choice.
I'm
Now let's see what we got.
personally on the opposite end of that spectrum. I want the fewest things possible in my water. Personally, I want it straight H2O. That's me. I want pure. That's pure water to me. When it comes to the minerals, like, does your body need sodium bicarbonate? Does it need it? I don't think so.
Yes, it absolutely does. But your body can also make it, or you can get it through your food.
You can get it
Like
through your
if
food.
you drink a lot of water, right? When you dehydrate, you cause your body to be in one kind of state, right? You don't have enough fluids for everything to happen right. You could pass out. You get really sick when you're dehydrated. Likewise, when you're oversaturated, people have died actually from water toxicity, where they've overwatered themselves and literally died because there's the elements in their body are basically, I don't want to say flush, I don't know, but you're saturated, right? So there's a balance, and you can actually mess with that. Whereas I agree with you, you can't change the pH in certain areas. Like your body is very tightly regulated to make your blood a certain pH, your stomach a certain pH, your muscles a certain pH. You can overwater or underwater this plant called the body.
Mm-hmm.
And so what happens when you overwater? Well, maybe if you have those extra minerals in your water, you don't really, because it delivers more than just pure H2O, right? Like you're not stripping your body. You can strip your body with plain water if you overdo it.
That's what they say, and I do believe that there is truth to that if you are drinking insane, maybe it doesn't maybe even have to be an insane amount.
If you're sweating all your salts out, if you're exercising intensely, maybe you go on a 10-mile hike and you're not restoring your electrolytes, but you're drinking a lot of pure water, you could jack your stuff up. So you have to be smart about your water.
Mm-hmm. However, I'm going to say this, of those cases of people that do that, are they eating right? You know what I mean? Because we're talking about the actual minerals, and I've heard that the minerals, and I've told you this, the difference between inorganic and organic, right? Inorganic zinc versus organic zinc. The minerals you get from a living broccoli versus powdered rock, essentially, right? A powdered form of rock. The plant, there has to be processing in order for us to get what we need from the minerals, right? Like we can't swallow a rock, right? Like if I had a zinc pill, right? And one came from a broccoli. I don't know if zinc is in broccoli, but it's an example.
Mm-hmm.
And then one came from the dirt
that
wasn't processed.
The bioavailability of it is different depending on what form it's in?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, we don't eat dirt, we'd die if we tried to eat dirt. But we could eat the plants that came from the dirt that processed those minerals that were in the dirt, right? And they made them bioavailable to us. It's that thing that makes it available for us. So I'm thinking, what are these minerals that they're even putting in? Is it just literal dust of magnesium, dust of this, dust of that? It's like, and how much of that dust would I even need if I could process that, if my body could process that in order for it to make a difference? I heard, like, in order to get the, I'm gonna ruin this, but it's a really stark contrast. It's like, in order to get the, let's say zinc, we'll just say zinc still. The zinc, or let's say magnesium, because magnesium is something that they actually put in water, right? In order to get that magnesium to a daily value, right, you would have to drink like 200 gallons of carrot juice in order to get, you know what I mean? Does it, maybe I said that wrong. 200 gallons, okay, so one glass of carrot juice would be the equivalent of like 200 gallons of water, right? So it's like, we're talking the minutia, right? We're talking the very minutia of minutias when it comes to those minerals.
But like, what's the difference between when, you know, say you're an athlete and they're like, you could drink water when you're thirsty, but you need to restore your electrolytes because you sweat out all your salts, so you need to drink a Gatorade, for example, or something, right? Like, what's the comparison of pure water to water with minerals to like something like that with electrolytes or salts? And like, we know our bodies are electrical, right? We send electrical charges through our nerves, and our body needs stuff that carries electrical charge, part of which is water, but also what do those minerals do to improve that electrical charge? And is that the thing?
That's a good point.
You
I don't know.
know.
That's a really good point.
I can't wait to see this do this sometime. Ready? Start.
At the very end of the day, you could say, all right, well, just like how Barbara O'Neill, she said, in order to even be hydrated, your body needs salt. So I put salt on my tongue before I even drink water, right? Because just the salt in the system allows your body to hydrate. It's the salt.
To absorb the water into the cells as opposed to just in the bloodstream.
Mm-hmm. I don't like how it's looking green on this side.
On the right or the left?
On the left. Yeah, Penta is pretty clear.
I'm
It's kinda
shocked
like
that
a-
Essentia doesn't have dark. Let's do it. Oh, stop.
That was a minute already?
A minute one, two.
A fast minute. Wow, Penta, very clean stuff. Very, very clean stuff. Essentia kind of looks like a little pee-pee.
Like water and ice.
Now, water and ice is, it's a little clearer than this. It's a little clearer. I think my point is, like, as long as you're eating, right, then you you shouldn't be stripped of minerals at all.
But not all foods give you salts. But I agree with you that
That's a good point. I eat salt, so it's like I have salt everything up. I love salt. But there's probably a lot of people out there that stay away from salts for blood pressure. They think certain things, right? And it's probably validated. Or valid, their beliefs like that. So they stay away from salts, drink water. Yeah, I could see, it's tough. I don't know. I don't know all the answers.
right.
I don't know all the answers, but I
Right.
certainly know that I eat enough. And there's no way, I think I could drink 2 gallons of distilled water a day.
And not strip yourself of minerals.
I don't think it's gonna strip me.
2 gallons is a lot of water, depending on what you're doing. But like, if for a regular day, that's a lot.
Well,
Like for a regular
let's just
day,
say
I would
on
never
workout
recommend
days.
that.
Yeah, on a workout day or something. Tom Brady, he drinks 2 gallons of water. I just listened to him in a podcast, and how he explained it was, you know, the muscles, they need water.
Yeah.
You know, would you know,
Run
there's
an
beef,
engine with
there's
no gas.
there's beef jerky, and then there's sirloin steak, a juicy sirloin steak. One has water, one doesn't. Same amount of protein, one just has water in it, the other doesn't. So when I think about my body, I want my muscles to be hydrated.
You want to look like
A
a
lot
steak
of-
out of beef jerky.
Yes, exactly. And a lot of strength is held in the water,
Yeah.
believe it or not. You know that?
No, but that sounds interesting.
A lot of strength is there. It's not.
Will you put those waters back by the ones that they were?
Yes.
Are we gonna do 2 more? Are we doing all of them?
I'd like to do all. Shouldn't be too much longer. But what I would like to do is charge this little port real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay, can we have nuts? I feel like I need a little bit of nuts.
I do have nuts. I do.
You wanna make me go get your nuts?
Let me go get the nuts for you.
It's cashews though, isn't it?
Cashews. You want them?
Sure. Yes, please. Thank you, baby.
All right, 2 very popular brands. Very, very popular brands. Oh, and so all these ones, this is going to be interesting. So that quarter of waters over there, the back left, those are all Mountain Spring. So this Harding and Wet Beaver should be over there with them.
Okay.
So if I had to guess, if, you know, both Harding Spring and Wet Beaver, they came out like orange.
Where you get that?
Bring it. It's us. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right.
Take care.
Have a great one.
Two. Okay, ready?
Start.
Ooh. There's evident reaction going on, but not much color. Arrowhead, a little bit more color. Crystal Geyser, no color. Definitely like fuming.
Getting oxygen bubbles, huh?
Yeah, but with distilled water, it doesn't do that really. At least you don't see it.
Three, two, one.
Oh, there are chunks in this one. That's weird. Oh, that's interesting. That's kind of interesting. There's not much that happened, but there are chunks of like little green, blue things. Look at that. Where'd those chunks come from? Kind of strange. This one too. A little chunky. Much more yellow. Big difference. I'm kind of disconcerted about those little chunks. It's kind of weird to me. It's the first water that's had just little chunks. Not much of a color reaction, except for those chunks. They almost look like little fibers. Now we have Evian, which is French, I believe. French Alps. You know what? This one doesn't count.
Why?
I drank out of it.
Oh,
Should we still test it though?
yeah.
This has an asterisk on it.
I need you to do this. I'm like, when you're, I need you to do this work article later. I need your opinion.
Work article?
Ugh.
Are we timing it?
Oh, yeah. I got sidetracked.
Is it in frame? I can't quite tell.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's why you have that. That's funny. I didn't realize that. In frame, you mean centered completely, or?
Doesn't have to be, but I guess that'd be preferable.
Okay, you gotta take these away from me, okay?
Come over there. Has it been a minute?
No, 40.
Started a little late.
Stop. I stopped at 55 seconds. So.
Okay. All right. Don't like how Evian looks. I do not like how Evian looks. I should have been holding them up like this after each one. Definitely like a greenish yellow, a little bit of blue hint in there, and crusty dusty to top it off. Which one was this? Rocky Mountain Spring Water. I trust that one a lot more. It's more yellow. You know, and that stays true to the yellowness of Wet Beaver, Harding Springs, so I'm actually trusting that it came from a cleaner type of spring. Those French Alps springs, that looks dirtier to me.
The dirty French.
Clearly dirtier. There's like freckles all up in there. And definitely like a greenish, darkish,
We call it
brownish.
dirty, but we don't know what it is. Some of these look like, you gotta show the one over here. is that our tap water? Come show that the top of that. That I'm comfortable with you calling dirty.
Which one?
Ooh, Zach's tap water looks as bad as ours. Honestly, even though his is even more blue. Look at the top of our water. Oh, look
Which
at our
one's
water
ours?
on the far right
Oh,
front.
over here.
Oh my gosh, that's so it's like literally a layer of pond scum on the top.
That's what it is.
Ugh.
That is.
And Zach, I'm sorry, but your system is not working.
Yeah, that water filter. What'd you just press on the screen right now?
It was giving you notice that it doesn't go on that.
So probably. So plug it in up here somehow. Let me get the. Do you have like an extra extension cord type dual outlet thing? Do you have anything like that?
Why, yes I do.
That's wonderful. You don't get that charging port.
But it has to be able to take a 3-prong?
It doesn't have to be.
Yeah, because that cord is 3-prong, I think. Oh, okay, this one takes a 3-prong. No, these are like 3 to 3. Shoot. Okay, the problem is you need a 3 to a 2, and I don't have that. I don't have a.
Look, this is 3-prong. So I'll plug that in here if it's a multiple, and then I'll just plug these into the multiple.
Sweetie,
Come here.
but the 3, look at, 2 to a 3. I got you. Like this 2, I got you. I thought you were trying to plug a 3 head into a 2 hole. There. Oof. Grandma should be home any minute.
Okay, this one is coming from the Ochita Mountains, wherever that is. And this one is coming from Tuscany. This is Tuscany Spring and Ochita Mountain Spring. Ochita. Tuscany.
Just the Middle East conflict, it just has me so Oh. Any mark gets that start.
Man, oh man.
Babe, when is it gonna cool down? I need fall. I don't need winter right now. I want fall. I want strong, hard fall. I want leaves changing. I want birds chirping. It's looking naked.
You time it?
Yeah, 53, 54. I'm gonna time you. 60.
All right, kind of what I expected from the mountain springs. Yellow, but also floaties. Also floaties. Let's see if you can see the floaties in there. You see the floaties?
Oh yeah, when you tip it a little.
Actual
Tip
floaties.
it towards me. No, up higher.
Like,
Yeah, no, it's not working. Tip it toward, yeah, it's okay.
if I go from the top, maybe you could tell. There's floaties in there. It's kind of weird how like some of these waters will have floaties. Right? There wasn't floaties, and then after electrolysis, there's floaties. Yeah, this one too has some floaties. All right, so this was the Mountain Valley Spring Water and Aquapana. Oh, this is gonna be interesting for me. So now we have Icelandic glacial, natural spring water from Iceland, which I'm assuming came from a glacier. And then Proud Source Spring Water, Rocky Mountains, McKay, Idaho.
We want to go to Iceland or Idaho. I'm making our vacation list now. I'm making our travel itinerary. We're gonna do definitely a whole James Bond trip. We'll test the water in all of James Bond's No Time to Die excursions. We're going to Cuba, we're going to Italy. Are you kind of like,
Hmm?
I have to use regular water for that.
What do you mean?
On your mark, get set, go.
Hmm. Now, here's also something that is a thought. Idaho, it made me think of, it's in Idaho is some of the worst wildfires, believe it or not. Many deadly wildfires happen there. And fire retardant, that red shit that they drop from planes, helicopters, whatnot, those are essentially PFOAs. You know that? Those forever chemicals that you hear about. They douse the land with PFOAs, these forever chemicals, right? And that's gonna make it into the spring, that's gonna make it into the water table, stuff like that. And
60.
so, my question would be,
Is it showing up
would
somewhere?
PFOAs show up as a color? You know, it could be small traces, right? Very small traces. But who knows? Small traces can make a big difference. And then if indeed, like, there was wildfires around this source, then what's that look like in the water?
Hey, did we see?
Iceland looks great.
Yeah.
Look at that. Oh, wait a second. A single blue floaty. That's interesting. A single blue floaty made it in there.
It's probably when you rinse the diode without pure water.
Well, I rinsed it with this,
And then you rinsed it with Idaho.
each prong. So
Oh.
like the corresponding prongs.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
okay.
Like as long as it's not well, it might be contamination, but it'd be so subtle, right? Because the water should be good. But don't you see that one singular?
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, right there. Lift it up a little. It's at the bottom.
It's at the bottom,
Yeah,
yeah.
I see it.
It's kind of weird.
That is weird. Con, we gotta get a piece of wood to close that ceiling and see if it changes the AC in the house.
We have to do that, yeah. Let's do that.
Babe, I'm getting tired. You're a champ.
I'm almost done. This is a long thing. This took a lot of,
Almost 2 hours.
I know. This took commitment.
Yeah.
So this one was this one.
I feel like I need to go in and drink water. What
Okay.
shall I drink?
Here, babe. This is water. This is water and
Thank you,
ice.
thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
And it should still have some cold in it.
I need water so bad.
There's not much in it.
I don't
Might
care,
have
I
to
just
go.
need some. And then I need to finish the. Maybe after this we can go and get that piece of wood to close that hole and go get bananas so I can make you banana bread. But we gotta check on grandma too.
Check this out. Next test is going to be life water
I like banana
against liquid death.
bread. Ew, that's funny. Life water versus liquid death.
Yeah. Life water says perfectly balanced pH, purified water, electrolytes for taste. See,
Okay, what does
I'm
liquid
not-
death promise?
I don't know. They say they're mountain water, natural artisan liquid death water. Stupid. Murder your thirst. Stupid. Stupid, stupid, stupid. I hate this company.
We
I'm
don't say
biased.
hate.
I hate it.
We don't say hate.
I hate it. Liquid death, the dumbest. It's dumb. At least they're showing their colors, right? At least they're. Yeah. Stupid. How stupid is that?
That's how you do things in the house. All times 10. Splash.
It looks like there's a lot of. I can't tell, but the water
Is that
has
like
like
fizzy
a lot
water?
of. It's not. No, it's not actually. It's not fizzy, but you could see literal like bubbles. It's kind of, but it's not fizzy.
Connor, you
They
know
have
when-
fizzy kinds. This is the regular water kind.
Okay.
What did you say?
You know when a dog gets a bath and he's all done, he shakes.
Yeah.
Anytime you're near water, that's like what it's like. And Marcus said go.
Wow. Life versus death.
Oh, go get the yard water.
There's a floaty in that one. It's already a floaty in there.
I'm going to collect some yard water.
Use one of these. How's this? Hey, were you timing by chance?
Yeah.
Oh, I see it. Well, Life Water did great. Really did great. Little floaties of white stuff. Little white floaties in the Life Water. This one has some like little... I'm not gonna lie, I was hoping Death Water or whatever it's called would do worse.
But objectively, it looks good.
I hate to admit that. Life Water still won. Life Water still won, but
Life water beat death water.
yeah,
By far.
it did win. Did win. Well, interesting. Interesting. This is not an advertisement for Liquid Death, but Liquid Death just outperformed pretty much all of those waters. The Life Water pretty much outperformed damn near all the waters, maybe not the water and ice. Okay, so Smart Water.
And do go yard water too.
What's that?
Yard water.
Oh, okay. So Dasani, we have Fiji. We don't have any more left. This is a great value, high pH. These different high pH ones together. It's a sparkless, so it's kind of interesting. There's some generic purified waters. Let's only do like a few more. Because we don't really. I mean, let's test them.
I'll pour them for you right now. I'll get you teed up.
You tee me up. Thanks, Vanna White.
You have the timer. Ooh.
What, you stand up too fast?
Yeah. I want to see that what happens with that yard water. You know it's gonna be funky, right? The Dasani was already opened. Is that okay?
They're all already open. As I mentioned, the test prior to this test.
That's right.
This should be a battle right here. Smart Water,
Versus.
to my understanding, is vapor distilled, but they add electrolytes. So this is going to be an interesting one to look at because it should be completely clear, but the electrolytes that they add are the calcium chloride, magnesium, potassium bicarb.
But that is the same then
So-
as Essentia.
Essentia is deionized, it's different,
But it had all the same.
or ionized.
But Essentia added all those same minerals.
You remember? All the same ones?
I'll read them to you. Essentia had purified water, sodium bicarbonate, dipotassium phosphate, magnesium sulfate, and calcium chloride with electrolytes for taste.
I just contaminated it with my fingers. We're gonna stop in a minute. Ready?
Go.
Set. Fiji's reactive. Smart water. It's pretty smart looking so far. What is it?
It's our floor sitters. I'm so excited, Neil.
Time?
Oh. Stop. Wow.
Both performed great. Fiji performed really great. Smart water performed pretty great.
Like
Looks to me like,
faintly.
you know, little floaties. I want to know what the floaties are. Many of these waters get little floaties, and it's like, are like the calciums
pentas.
bonding to one another?
Penta's like wicked. Okay, you ready?
Yeah, Penta did do a good job.
Here are your next two.
Thanks, boo. Where you been my whole life?
I was behind the scenes. Are we putting these in order of discussing this?
Well, they're already kind of
Oh
categorized,
yeah.
like mountain waters versus tap waters versus
Penta purity perfected. I think they hold up.
store-bought waters versus.
Your mark, get set, start.
This is Dasani versus Kirkland purified water.
Just want you to look.
What is it? I don't know what it is.
Our floor cushions.
Oh,
so
you're
we
talking
can be
about.
natural on the ground.
Oh,
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, I love it. By the way, tonight we're sitting there and I'm doing some meditation on your face. Just so you know.
Hey, girl. Chill.
We're not shy. Look at this.
I'm impressed. Dasani's doing better than I thought.
Whoa! Are your diodes still working? We're not there yet.
Yeah, they're working.
Stop.
I wonder if, like, I did turn it at all. Let me.
These were made in China.
Alright, those did pretty darn well. You think the fuse has something to do with the amount of electric current it sends? Or no?
Say it again.
This says fuse right here. Well, it is all. It's a no. I don't think this mattered that much because it's like all the way wound down pretty much. Definitely wouldn't have been affected.
We have 3 more tests to do on 6 waters.
No.
I know! That was Zach's water that just got a splash of freshness. Okay, go. That
I'm gonna
was
send him a
Zach's
picture, too.
water is nasty.
It's splash and look at all the red.
Ugh! We have to
Splashed red.
disinfect. We have to disinfect this table when you're done. All that water needs to go in the bucket and go with bleach or something. On your mark?
Okay, sparklets, it better perform. It better perform.
On your mark, get set, go.
Oh, it's not on.
Stop. Start. Reset, start.
Okay. Performed pretty well. Refresh. See, these say minerals added for taste. They're not adding many minerals, I'll tell you that much. Because nothing's really showing up like that.
Stop
This
it.
one also said minerals. So check it out. These both say minerals added for taste, but look how faint they are.
Yeah.
You know? So they say add minerals for taste, but it's not much minerals. Because remember when we did salt, I don't think we did much salt, and that exploded.
Watch. Wait. We have to do salt and lemon for people besides. So last one is going to be, not last, but second to the last is going to be this alkaline in the yard. And then we're going to do another fresh water, like one of the fresh waters with a little
Dave's
lemon and a
water.
little, exactly. So let's do this. I think I picked the wrong color of those pillows, even though I love pink.
This one looks like the plastic melted. You know what I mean? Like, look at it. It's,
Okay, ready? And your mark is set, go. And you did the fuses on. It's bubbling, so it's working.
are they working?
Niagara has faint
Niagara
bubbles.
is like, yeah.
This alkaline water with a pH of 9.5 plus.
It's Niagara stuff.
Ionized hydration. Ionized.
This says just from reverse osmosis. That's how they do it. They're not fancy at all, but I'll tell you what, their water's pretty clean. It's Niagara. California. Niagara Bottling, Diamond Bar, California. So store-bought bottles definitely make a difference. Yeah, pretty darn clean.
Better than this one. This one even has a little.
Let me just rotate them real quick. I'll show nah. You don't think the diodes and cathodes mean that much, do you? Like, they should be just doing the same currents going through them. Niagara, what a sleeper this one was. Penta, Niagara.
Yard water. I can't wait.
Babe, you know what the yard water is gonna look like. You know what it's gonna look like. It's gonna be disgusting.
If it doesn't look disgusting, then we know there's
It's gonna be
something wrong
this-
with the machine.
It's all clean. So
On
this
your
is
mark?
yard.
Yeah. Get set.
Well, let's flip it this way this time just to make
Okay.
sure.
Start.
Go. Oh yeah, it's working. Both sides are working. Seeing some green, I'm seeing some blue. I'm seeing some chunks. Great value over here is just a hint of yellow.
The sad part is right now the yard water looks better than our tap water.
So far,
Well, and it's at
it's
45
the
seconds.
same. It's the same. That's what it looks like. It looks like the same to me.
Look, it's like got some crystals growing on the side, like white stuff on the side.
Whoa, that's not good. That's a first.
Stop.
That's a first. See if the camera can see it. They could just be bubbles.
No, it's not. It looks like chalk.
And another factor is you didn't really fill it up as much, I think, as the tap water. So, but yeah, it's pretty much the same. Pretty much.
So now we're gonna do Dave's water with lemon, Dave's water with salt. We should do pure water too.
What did you just say?
Just curious.
What did you say?
I'm a scientist.
What did you just say?
We should do pee.
Pee in some water?
Yeah, we should do pee.
Should we do a little bit of pee?
Yeah.
Crazy woman. Crazy woman. We'll do it. All right.
Do I do this?
Sure. And then there's some salt downstairs next to the computer.
I thought my nails were gonna be strong enough to break this lemon, but
Well, it's like a dehydrated skin, so. Okay, we could do it in like real time too.
okay, wait. Okay.
So we could just show you. Nothing will happen with this water because it is extra virgin. Kind of like olive oil. It's gone through multiple distillations. I get this from my guy Dave. Good stuff.
It's driving me crazy that my mom's not home.
Oh, it's the hospital. It's a whole bunch of.
She's already on her way though. She said that a while ago.
So nothing's happening. Isn't that interesting? You put a lot of drips in there. This stuff. So the lemon, nothing.
Did you put salt in yet?
No. Well, what's interesting is we put nothing in this one, and maybe it's the cathode.
Mm-hmm. This looks
Anode,
dirty.
but it looks a little bit like,
Dirty.
yellow, right?
Here, try this fresh cup.
So it could just be actually
And
that
then we
these,
wonder if it has anything to do with
that
the
these
plastic.
cathodes
Put it in
and
the same thing
cathodes.
though, because it's
Well, put some salt in this one. It's obviously a tiny bit contaminated from that was a lot. I think that was a lot. Let's see what
What?
happens.
now stir it.
Well, it's good to start off small and add some.
Oh, I understand. Well, see, it's not even dissolved. It's not the bottom, so I'm trying to dissolve it.
Yeah.
Gotta stir it so it dissolves.
Lemon did nothing, pretty much. Like it made it a little cloudy, but it's still very clear.
Now I'm just
No
curious.
colors.
Now that I've just stirred salt water with this night, if introducing salt water
Just a tiny bit.
will make it change. Whoa! Look at it.
You could have, right? I wasn't smart to put a metal knife in there.
I know.
And electrocute it.
Uh,
Well, you kind of sabotage this one too with the lemon. by doing that.
Well, we already knew, because it's way far into the minutes. We already knew that the lemon was not producing any sort of color off of the diode. And we can see on the right that it's actually clearer than this one, so we know that this one was slightly contaminated by some kind of filth that was actually on the diode.
That's what it seems like.
So now lift up and I'll remove this, keep that one going, and we're gonna put this one under with the salts. We know this has a lot of salt. What is that? And we know from previous tests that
Celtic
salts
salt.
should turn the water black.
This is not table salt. This is Celtic
Right,
salt.
but NaCl should turn it black, and this one has,
Did we do it with table salt before?
yeah,
Yeah, this
Which
one's
this
looking
is
like
not.
the tap water. This one's looking
just
like
from
the tap
adding
water.
Celtic salt. So maybe that makes me less concerned about our tap. Is that wrong?
I mean,
Babe, Celtic salt,
are they putting Celtic salt in our water system? No, they're not. They're not. Celtic salt.
but it leaves more questions. Do you understand what I'm saying? Is it leaves you with like, if Celtic salt results in the same appearance that you get from tap water, you cannot draw the conclusion yet that the tap water is bad. We just can't.
All right, so
We need more information, more
well,
tests.
there are tests that get done, and so if you go to ewg.com or .gov or something,
Yeah.
it'll tell you that Chandler's water is 1,167 times the recommended arsenic level. 1,167 times the arsenic level.
How much of this am I supposed to have? That's disgusting. If I go like this, is that way too much?
No,
I think that's way too much.
it's
But Barbara
less
said
than a
that,
teaspoon.
no, but Barbara said I'm only supposed to have as much as like a, what?
Just a grain of salt on the tongue. So I see what you mean, right? Like, but granted, you put a lot in there.
But
number
salt
one.
isn't toxic. Would you drink that, Con?
No, because it's hot.
You know all that's in there is Dave's water and salt. You won't drink it?
The plastic's hot.
It even looks bluish, babe. Something's wrong.
It's not wrong. Celtic salt comes from the ocean, so you're having microorganisms. You're having like it's a whole. It's like a whole. It's like a lot of earth going on, right? It's a lot of earth. Here's my question. They look the same, right? They look the same-ish. Here's Zach's tap. Let's do our tap. That's so gross on top. Oh, it looks like doo-doo. Which one are you drinking? You're gonna drink this one because you know it's Celtic salt.
I'm not drinking either of those buckets of slime.
If you had to choose one to drink, you would choose this one because at least you know what's in it. We don't know what's in this one. We don't know what this is.
100% I am with you.
At least
I
we
am
know
100%
what
with
this is.
I
you know?
still don't
So
know what
looks,
that is.
so looks can say a lot. They don't say everything, right? But at least we know what this
I'm
is.
so concerned about that.
This right here.
All of it.
Now, we need to test other houses with filter systems, right? And see if any house filter system produces results like,
Penta.
like look at Zach's. That's Zach's. You put that little bit of water in there and it brought all the stuff to the bottom somehow. Isn't that interesting? You
Mhm.
spilled some other water in it and all the other stuff goes close to the bottom, where it was floating on the top before.
Mm-hmm.
So what do we take away from this? What do we take away from this?
That the diode doesn't tell us definitively whether the water is, let's use the words clean and dirty, right? It just tells us whether there's stuff in it or not.
It says that we can't trust certain places, right?
True.
We can't trust, because over here, this is, all of these ones are pretty much quarter machines for water, right?
Mhm.
Now, what we learn is that if you neglect the maintenance, then this can happen.
Mm-hmm.
And who knows, this could be worse than maybe Zach's, because if it's been neglected for so long, who knows, right? That's pretty gross. But otherwise, if you take that out of it, most of those quarter places are
Pure, clean.
cleaner. I would never say pure. This doesn't look pure to me. It looks like pee-pee. But cleaner for sure, because look at what it took out, right? That's all the shit that it took out. Now this could be the cesspool from the filters, or that could be the tap. It's hard to tell.
How does that compare to the salt water? So that could be all salts in there, because hold up your salt water.
I dumped it out.
Oh.
I dumped it out. Yeah. Look, you understand salt different than other people understand salt, because you're reading the chemistry book about ions and salts and stuff like that. When I hear salt, I think of the seasoning, right? And this stuff right here is not seasoning,
Mm-hmm.
okay? So there's a huge, like, saying, it's kind of like when ingredient labels say fat, right? Like, there's how the common person understands fat, and then there's lipids, right, that are like in your system, in the food or whatever, which are way different.
Or
than-
trans fat, and then
right, exactly.
the molecule has a different
Saying
bend to it, and it's not bad.
So saying salt, even though chemically speaking, you're right, it's a salt, right? And there's different, like if we were to test the Celtic salt next to the table salt, one's gonna turn straight black. The
Okay,
other's gonna-
Grandma's home. Let's go check on the old lady.
Yeah, let's do that.
She had a fall. Folks, she had a fall. Should we record her face? Let's see how she's gonna get so mad. It's probably a huge bruise by now. I'm gonna go get it.
Let's see it.
You wait, Bobby's gonna make a meme out of it. Oh my god, he can't wait. It's gonna make me look like the elephant man. Feel it. No opening. Holy crap, you wanna feel it, Hannah?
Yeah, I'll touch it.
No, I mean just the, like when you touch it, it's not even like, no, like
Yeah,
feel
it's a
it.
knot.
That's a big bump.
Yeah, you look like the elephant.
I know, that's what he said. He
Well,
goes,
you
"Oh,
just have to
Let's
wear
call
your hair
Bobby
like
and
this
see.
now.
yeah.
Let's call Bobby and see if he wants to watch the elephant man with us.
Yeah, I came home to shower and then I'm gonna go get those,
But tell me how it happened. How do you fall forward?
That's
Like
how you always
fell
fall.
forward? Like,
yeah, how else would you fall
I
backwards?
don't know. How did it happen?
Yeah, you always fall forward. You're running.
Well, unless
No,
you're,
you could fall to the side.
unless
or
you're
something.
high.
Fall to the
We
side.
love you to
could
break your
slip.
teeth.
I'm so lucky on so many counts, right? Look at my knee.
Come on, come in. Let's get you
No,
in.
I gotta get stuff out of my car.
What are you gonna get? We'll get it.
No, you won't. It's my water bottle. I'm like, good. I don't even have pain. I have nothing. Nothing.
No pain?
No pain. I'll tell you what I did think of though. So when I fell, like after, for a second, I was fine, and then I just focused on my knee, rinsing it off, right, because I didn't want trail dirt in it. And then I get up and I pick my hat up and put my hat on. I go, oh, that's weird. Like, it hurts to put my hat on, right? And then I'm walking a little bit more and I said, oh, maybe I should put something on my head. Like, I feel like I know I bumped my head. Like, I felt it bump, right? But I didn't. And then I put my hand up and I went, holy shit. And all I could think of is, oh my God, if I die, Joe just died.
Yeah.
I can't be out. Like, I can't. The kids can't.
Yeah.
Right? That's the first thought that came to my mind.
Thank God.
I
Good.
can't have a head injury. Oh
Good.
my God. That was so weird. I thought of that.
No, I was thinking the same thing.
Hey, did the
I'll
lawn-
kill you if you die.
Did the lawn guy come?
Yeah, he fixed my life.
Oh, good.
Babe,
Yeah,
I gotta go in for a minute.
that's fine.
Are you coming back?
I will. Icelandic did pretty good. Liquid death is bubbly. Very bubbly. Penta is very clean. Sparklets did all right. And so then we have municipal water sold at the store. This is this Harding spring water and the Wet Beaver Creek water. Pretty similar and look very much like the results from the municipal source bought at the store. I would say these are definitely drinkable. But then you go over here, Flower Child. Kind of a, I don't want to say a swanky restaurant, but a health-minded restaurant. You know, they care about the quality of their food, but neglecting their water. You know, and when they make their drinks and their lemonades, they're using this water. Look at that. Look at that. That's tap water. Same thing from McDonald's. That's another thing that you can take away, is that restaurants, they're just plugged in to the tap. And this is what tap water looks like when you expose what's in it. EOS, you know, this is what our kids drink when they're out playing basketball, when they're out playing sports. They go to the water fountain, and that's essentially what they're drinking right there. Look at that crud. Look at that crud. Disgusting. And then, that is Zach, my buddy Zach's tap water. And Yeah, no bueno. No bueno. Look. It's pretty gross stuff, guys. And then, of course, we have the quarter machine waters. Can't trust them all, but you certainly can trust pretty much water and ice. You know, think about, and I would really like to keep in mind that I left that distilled, I'm talking about peak summer Arizona record heat, 2 weeks inside the Jeep. That water right there, certainly the BPA from that plastic, or whatever the chemicals are that make up the plastics, when exposed to heat, there's chemical reactions, leaching, stuff like that. That right there showed up with no impurities, but we have to be mindful that BPA and these plastic chemicals, you know, they say, oh, no BPA, no this or that. They just replace it, BPC, BPD, whatever it is. It's just not BPA anymore. They can get away now with selling you that crap. But eventually, it'll just be the next BPA. You get my point. Those things aren't showing up. One more experiment I want to do, speaking of which, is put a drop of chlorine, a granular drop and a liquid drop, test for total dissolved solids. If it's still, if a pure water still reads that there's no dissolved solids in it, but we know that we dissolved a liquid in it, well then that means something, right? We know that there's something in there, even though it says that there's nothing in there. Another thing to think about. At the end of the day, there's only really one way to know that your water hasn't been contaminated with anything, even the smallest BPA chemical that's not going to register on a TDS or an electrolysis experiment. So let's do that real quick. I'm not done yet. Maybe I should take pictures.